I signed my first, I think I was 22, right immediately after I graduated from college. College was finished in maybe June, and then in August I signed in Germany. So, yeah, 22. Before Liège, I spent 3 years at Spiru Charleroi. Before that, I spent 4 years in Antwerp. And then my first year as a professional, I played at NBC Germany. Yeah, it's been a big change this year as opposed to last year. I came here the first year. I knew Dario from being the assistant at Charleroi, and we had a good relationship. And at the time, the club was, I don't want to say, it was a different situation. There was all kinds of, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I don't know, because it's such a mess. Uh, it was, yeah, I'm trying to think how to explain it without, like how I would say it would sound bad, but it's different this year in a good way. You know, it's hard to explain. Like, I came here with the impression that we were gonna have a team that we beat. When I was with Charleroi, we beat Liège in the finals, and I thought it was going to be a situation where the team was going to have a bigger budget and build a high level, very competitive team for the championship. But here there was money problems that people didn't know about, and Dario, the coach at the time, I didn't know at the time, and it turned into a different situation. It's no better or no worse, but it's just different than what I expected. And this year, the coaching change and me coming back, which I was happy to do, but with the understanding of we're going to be a younger team. We're going to work with the young Belgians and help them become good players, and that's absolutely what I can help to do too. I'm versatile as a player. I can be on a high-level team competing for championships, which I've done, but I've also, in the past, I've played on young teams, developing young talent. I did that at Antwerp, and now I'm doing it this year, and it's enjoyable. You find different things that you can enjoy with both. It's going to be difficult for Liège this season to win the championship, but we are definitely going to play hard, and you're going to see improvement throughout the season, which is fun on another level. You're going to see players progress. You're going to see everybody being together, fighting together as a team. And last year was it was the opposite. It was kind of, you had one coach going this way and the team going this way, and the players were in the middle, and it was kind of, you go back and forth, and it was just a difficult situation for everybody. I mean, I'm sure the fans too. And this situation now, it's understood by everybody. Everybody's going in the same direction, and that once you have everybody going in the same direction, whether right or wrong, we're all going the same way. So we're all either going off the cliff or we're going off to better things altogether, at least. I think it's good. I think it's what Belgium needs. I've been in Belgium now. This is my 9th year in Belgium, and I've seen many Belgians that were supposed to be good not develop and not do anything. Then I've seen some that have grown into good talents and end up leaving Belgium and go on to having good careers. And I think it's good that a team like Liège, I wouldn't consider us a bottom team by any means. Right now we're not at the highest level of Belgium, but we're in the middle. We're fighting in the middle. And if we can play with the Belgians and these guys can get experience, it's great for them and great for the club, and we'll get respect from all around Belgium if we're going to be the team that's developing young Belgians into being high-level players. My strengths right now, I would have to say, is my ability to be consistent, and that's what I always strive for in my career, is to be consistent. Maybe 10 years ago, my consistency was different in the fact that maybe I would score more points and have more rebounds, but still, even now, the amount of minutes I play, normally I should always have, personally, like individually, I should always have 12 to 15 points. I should always have 5 to 8 rebounds. I should always have that. The team can count on that. My teammates can count on me. The fans can count on me to say, this is what I'm going to have. This is what you're going to get from Matela today. Some games there's going to be a 25-point game, which is going to be great, and hopefully we win that game. But hopefully there's not going to be any 2 or 4-point games and 10 turnovers and ridiculousness. You're always going to have this, because for me as a basketball player, this is bad. You never want to be a guy that has 30 one day for the next, 27 one day to the next, because you can't be counted on as a teammate. Oh, Terrence's strengths definitely is his ability to leap and jump and block shots and alter shots. I mean, he's just long and he's everywhere, and he's also quick, and he's got everything you need to be a good high-level player. I mean, he's offensively he hasn't shown it yet because he's still kind of new to Belgium and the team, but he can score also. But like right now, his ability is just pure athleticism. For me, playing, one of my favorite things to do is playing with a good point guard like Dominic and playing pick and rolls, pick and pop. That's my favorite thing because that's what I feel right now in my career, and right now the past 4 or 5 years what I do the best, shooting the little mid-range jumpers, reading the defense, and creating an open play for me or the guard. Personally, the short term, I want to have the team win as many games as possible, be in the playoffs. In my head, I still think going into every game, we're going to win every single game. Obviously, that doesn't happen all the time, but I go into every game thinking we're going to win. So short term, I want to just, for me personally, I want to be healthy and the team make the playoffs. And I feel if I'm healthy and my teammates are healthy, we'll be in the playoffs. So that's short term. Long term for me, I want to play maybe 2-3 more years at a high level that I feel I can, and that all depends on my health. If I'm healthy, I know I can play 2, 3, 4, 5 years even, but barring any injuries like I had last season, which was a pretty big injury, as long as something like that doesn't happen, it'll be okay. Yeah, I would definitely say, well, actually 3 coaches. My first very good coach in high school when I was about 15. His name was Wayne Brum. He's the one that saw that I had talent initially. I was a tall, skinny kid, 15 years old, and he saw that I had talent. Not just that I was the tall kid, but like I could actually play and possibly be very good. The first thing as a young kid in the States, the first thing you hear when you're good is maybe get a scholarship. And he was the first one that saw I had talent, worked with me, worked hard with me, and developed me into a college Division I athlete, where I ended up going to college. And then my college coach, Dan Dockich, he was the next one. He developed me. He took me from where Wayne Brum took me into a pretty good basketball player at 15 to 18. Then Coach Dockich took me from 18 to 22-year-old, taught me the game mentally. Like he honed my skills and really taught me to be somewhat the player I am now, just using my head, being smart, just doing things the right way for high-level basketball. And then I would say, as a professional, Coach Shivek, who's in Mons now, he's the one that took me to the next level as a professional. He took me from a pretty good average American and taught me how the professional game is played, and the professional game played in a way where it's the correct way to play. There's a lot of teams that play in Europe that are just kind of, if you have more talent, normally you're going to win type thing, but he really taught a concept of basketball that's played well by a lot of high-level teams in Europe, and he gave me the team in Europe and said it's kind of up to me. He taught me a way, showed me the way, and trusted me that I could help carry a team to do good things. And for the last year and a half in Antwerp, I mean, he said time and time again, and I've said before, I played the best I've ever played, and he had me playing at the highest level I've played in my professional career, and he trusted me with doing that. I've had more best than worst, I can say. In college, every win in college is a huge deal. And after every win, I remember with my teammates just being so happy. And I was fortunate enough to win a lot of games in college. So there's not really one that really sticks out, but we've had so many big wins in college that was great. That was the pinnacle in college. Just winning a game was so much fun and so happy. And then as a professional, I would say my favorite probably of my whole career was winning the cup in Antwerp. That was, very good. We had a great team. No one expected us to win the cup. No one knew the type of player I was or the potential I had to be a very good player, and it was great with the team. We all got along. Coach Shivek was a great coach, and everything fit together perfect. The puzzle pieces were in place, and we took advantage. And then I can also say probably the second as a pro was the first championship in Charleroi. We started out rough, and Zulovic came, and he's got a great basketball mind. He put all the stars we had together on our team, got everybody to be on the same page, and we came, and for the next year and a half, we played some of the best basketball I've ever been a part of as a team. Yes, that's the bad things of my career. In college, I was fortunate. I never got hurt. I played in every single game in 4 years. I maybe missed 4 practices. And then as a professional, my second year as a professional in Antwerp, I tore my ACL, the cross ligament. So I missed the last 2 months of that season and the first month of the next season with the rehabilitation. But I came back after that and was good as new. And then I never had any real serious injuries until last season, where I cut 2 ligaments and tendons and didn't even really realize the severity of it until it was too late, and I couldn't lift my arm up anymore. That's funny. I always do this in my head. I go from my college and professional, and I make my own team in my head of my favorite teammates, like the best teammates. This season, I'm not going to count this season yet because it's still too early, but I think, there's guys on this team that could possibly make my roster and my team that I make in my head. I would have to say, a lot of the guys from Charleroi. I would say Andre Riddick. I mean, he's been in Belgium longer than me, I think he's the only one. And he's a great, intense shot blocker, does everything defensively you can ever ask for, and he's a great teammate. And Charleroi also played with Matt Walsh, who was there for a year and a half, and he was a great player. He was clutch. I mean, and also that team, Jerry Johnson. Jerry, Matt, and myself were 3 guys that when it was crunch time in Charleroi, we played great together. We always knew we had our 5 in Charleroi when the games were coming down. Riddick, Walsh, Jerry, and Hamilton. We always were in there. And I've got a couple other things, I guess. In Antwerp, I would take when I played with Peter Laurie down just for fun, because he's a fun guy. Like that's how I do my teams. I got the good basketball players, then my fun teammates that are fun to hang out with and joke in the locker room. So I got guys like that. So my basketball idol, I mean, it would have to be Michael Jordan. I mean, I'm sure everybody says that, but I mean, a lot of people that say that really didn't get to watch Michael Jordan. I grew up in the Chicago area, and every time since I was 7 years old, growing up, when I would watch basketball, Michael Jordan played. I didn't watch college because there's no colleges where I grew up. I didn't watch any other NBA team. I turned on the TV, on normal TV. It was Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, then Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc. I grew up watching the greatest basketball player ever. It was every game, every time. I was spoiled. Like, looking back, I was just like, oh. Like in Chicago, you ask people, there's people that say we don't like Scottie Pippen. He wasn't that good. And that's just because we're spoiled because we watched him all the time, and comparing him to Michael Jordan, you're watching every day, you're like, oh, he's not as good as Michael Jordan. You get spoiled. Directly to the club. I'm a loyal guy. I'm here now. If they wanted me here, I would sign here. And that's if you look at my career, I'm loyal. I was in Antwerp 4 years. I had offers the first couple years to go other places. In Charleroi, I signed 2 years initially, and then I signed after that, and I had offers to go other places. Like I said, I'm loyal. If you treat me correct and you show me that you want me to be around and you define what you want me to do, I'll be here forever. If you would ask me like 2 years ago, I could have told you all this stuff. I used to do everything the night before, the day of, everything the same. But now, as I have 2 children, it changed. It's I used to go watch a movie. I used to go maybe to the movies or watch a movie the night before, eat a good dinner, and then the day of the game I would have the same breakfast, which would normally be like some eggs and some potatoes, and eat the same like sandwich or soup for lunch, and do the same thing now. I just kind of go with whatever we have, a bowl of cereal, a quick sandwich, or some fruit. It's the same. And what I've realized too, as the time went on, it doesn't matter. If something I did before early in my career and I didn't do it, I'd be nervous. I'm like, oh, of course I'm going to play bad today because I didn't do this or do that. And then as my career went on, I noticed it really didn't matter. What I try to do, I try to be one of the first guys on the floor and shoot, get a couple shots before everybody goes out there, just to see how I feel, which again, what I said earlier, it doesn't matter. There's days I'll go out and make every shot in the warm-up and miss my first 4 or 5 shots in the game, and other days I feel like I'm shooting left-handed, and then I come in and I make my first couple shots. So, I try to just get out there just to see how I feel, and then other than that, I just try to stretch a little bit, take my time, just think about who we're playing, their personnel, think about what our game plan is, and just try to do that as effective as possible.